Good morning, everyone. I'm Parth. This is my second video on Introduction to Economics. I hope you liked the first video. If you haven't watched the first video, please go to the description below. I have provided you the link. You can check it out. So let's start today's. So yeah, today we would be doing difference of between model and theory. So a theory is an explanation of a principle or a law of nature. It could be anything, scientific facts or any other facts or etc. And theories are generally the way you explain all these laws and principles. Okay, whereas models are the proofs for these theories. They are based on these theories. Okay, so now kinds of analysis. There are two kinds of analysis: positive analysis and normative analysis. The positive analysis is actually the relationship between the cost and the effect, whereas the negative analysis is to do with the to examine the questions of what ought to be. Okay, so let's take the example of the taxation on petroleum. Okay, the RBI or any other organization which has to put taxes or levy taxes on the on our oil. So what they do is they examine that if we increase it by 10, so what is the effect going to be on the consumers or on the demand or on the supply of the petroleum. That's how they come to an conclusion, and they conclude at that time to start anything. First of all, we have to do any positive analysis. After that comes the negative analysis. Negative analysis is stage two. Okay, so in negative analysis, we can take an example of automobile industry. Suppose they have to you know they have to manufacture two kinds of cars. One is a small car and one is an SUV. So for those cars, all the features would be different, as there are two different segments. Okay, so at that point of time, what will the questions which would arise is what are the averages going to be, or what is the cost going to be incurred in it, and things like that. Okay, those things comes under negative analysis. Okay, so now what is a market? A market is actually a collaboration of buyer and seller that through their actual or potential interactions determine the prices of product or set of products. Okay, now in today's world where most of the economies are a mixed economy, it's very simple for a product to be launched, but it's very tedious for it to get published or to get promoted, because they have to consider various things. They have many many kinds of variety of that similar product. So what they can do is start uh, s- uh, they'll start you know mm, doing that same thing which I explained you in my previous video, that how the price is determined, the equilibrium theory and the demand supply interaction, all those things. So now coming to the second point, actually market is the place where the cycle of buying and selling takes place. Okay, and a perfect competitive market is the one where buyer and seller has significant impact on price. There is no single commodity in this market which can determine the price. So now this is a important topic. What is a nominal and real and a CPI? Nominal price is absolute price of goods with unadjusted for inflation. as we know that inflation is a nominal thing, so inflation is included in the nominal prices, whereas in real prices it's it is with adjusted inflation, which means that inflation is not included in a real price, whereas consumer price index measures the aggregate price level. Okay, so in this thing, as you can see that when you say that the price of milk in say early 90s was 10 rupees, and then in late 90s it came to 15, then in early 20s it came to 20, now it's 25. Okay, so you can see that the prices which I am saying, they are nominal prices, because back then in early 90s the milk would have been more a luxury good than what it is now. Okay, that's why at that time spending of 10 rupees on you know on the milk was was a huge money, whereas 20 rupees now, although it has increased, uh, is a relatively smaller money, but it still seems to be numerically large. This is because it has inflation in it, some percentage of inflation every year in it. Okay, so as to subside it, you have to always check the real value of it, which would be decreasing, and it would be always less than the nominal price. So say if 10 in 1990s, so it would be around 8 or 5ish would be the real value, and in in late 90s it would have been late more or less than around 4 or 3, then it would be 2 or 1, or now 1.5 or 0.5, something like that. Okay, so you can see that the slope of real prices is downwards. That is because it is not that scare of that good now. It is available, and it is not that kind of a luxury good, but due to the inflation or the rise in price or the currency, the prices have gone up. Actually, the second most important role of microeconomics is also to determine the prices, and these three things comes very significant at that role. Now, this is a whole thing through which I can explain you the relationship between CPI, real money, and your nominal price. So in this year, say 2000, 2010, 2015, and 2020, where 2000 is my base year, and the prices of the basket in these years is respectively 100, 150, 200, and 300. Okay, and the inflation is would be calculated later on. So let's first say what's the what's the formula to calculate CPI. The formula to calculate CPI is the basket price of the current of the year upon the basket price of the base year and into 100. So in our first in the base year it would be always 100, irrespective of what the price is, because here the base price and the current price would be the same. Okay, so 100 upon 100 into 100 gives us 100, but in 2010 it would be 150 upon 100 into 100, which would give us 150. Okay, and so on. Remember one thing, these two things have nothing to do with each other. These are just an hypothetical numbers which by chance are coming the same. And if now I have to calculate the inflation, all I do is I'll check the new CPI, minus it with the base year, and upon it with the base year. So see, now if it's it's 100 in the base year, inflation is CPI is 100 and the current is 150. So 150 minus 100 gives me 50. 50 upon base which is into 100, which gives me again 50 percentage. You can see, although you can calculate from BPI price level also, but this is also another way to calculate the inflation. So let's suppose now, as you can see that I told you that real price doesn't have an inflation. Then I taught you how to calculate inflation from CPI. This means that these three would have somewhere or the other a relationship between each other. So let's suppose that real price of X is Y, okay, and the nominal price is 100. Okay, so at this point of time, let the CPI X be 200. So how I'll calculate my real price? I'll do one thing. I'll take the CPI of the base year upon the CP of the X and into the NP or the nominal price of the period X. So Y is equals to 100 upon 200 into 100, which would give us 50. So real price here would be 50. Okay. So yeah, that's it for today. Please like, share, and subscribe as much as you can. And please show the support to this young YouTube channel. That's it. Let's meet tomorrow.